Today on the Charge Up, Chargers baseball is reaching new heights, while women's lacrosse and softball prepare for the NE10 tournament. We'll also sit down with Chargers football coach Chris Pinsons as he prepares for the 2018 season. It's all coming up on the Charge Up. Hello and welcome to the Charge Up. I'm James Cassidy and with me today is Christy Geronimo, Devin Maida, and Eric Nybro. Chargers baseball clocked their 30th win of the season in a 3-game sweep over St. Rose. This is the 13th time in program history that the team has reached this milestone. Devin, what does this mean going forward for the team?
Well, they're moving, they're rolling, they're steamrolling over everybody. This team is hot at the right time, and I don't see anybody stopping them in sight. I mean, Tim Kennedy had a great game to start off the weekend with 7 innings, 1 earned run, 7 Ks. He is now 7-1 on the season. So great pitching will get them there, and great offense will too, just like they did the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, me and Eric were at the game on Saturday, the first game of the doubleheader, and it was smacking the ball all over the place. He had Jack Zagaji going 5 for 13 and 7 RBI with 1 home run over the weekend, so it's really impressive.
The bullpen was absolutely great all weekend and all week. In this 5-0 week they had 2 key people out of the bullpen was Kellen Kroos and Brendan LaManna. Their 8-9 guys were absolutely great.
And even Keiko came in for one of the games, got a save, so not only he's raking at the plate, he can also close out a nice game for you. And even Andrew Garcia went 3 for 4, 2 RBIs, and he had a dinger the other day. So everybody's partaking in the fun.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see the production they put up throughout the whole season. Like, they've only had that one hiccup against Des Moines when they got no hit, but that's about it. The rest of the season has been complete and great, utter production.
Yeah, and they don't let a loss or 2 in a row, if that even happens, they don't let it. They don't dwell on it. They act like nothing ever happened. They go out and play their game, and they ball out, and they keep getting wins. They're at 32 wins in the season, only 6 losses. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great going into the postseason, great gaining momentum going forward.
They really have shown some great consistency over the course of the season. The guys will travel to New York to play Pace on Tuesday and will play their last regular season game on Friday against Adelphi. Head football coach Chris Pinsons is heading into his 5th season with the Chargers and is coming off a 6-4 record. He will look to get the team back to the NE10 postseason in 2018. Chris D is with Coach now.
Thanks, James. All right, so Coach, what are some goals and expectations you have for the team coming into the season?
Well, our first goal is always to assemble the best roster that we can. And as we finish our springtime here and evaluate our spring practices and our players, we bring in our recruiting class for August 5th report date. We really, stress trying to get the best 90 to 95 guys on our roster that we can. After that, we always want to compete for a Northeast 10 championship. We always want to be in the top 2 or 3 in our conference. And if we could stay healthy and the ball happens to roll our way, we hope to be in the NCAA playoffs at the end of every season.
Now, obviously you have I.G. Patterson coming back for the semester, but can you give us an insight of like the quarterback competition for the future after he graduates?
I can. We got a really unique situation here at New Haven. Division II rules allowed I.G. Patterson to be able to come back for next fall and be able to start for his 4th season for us, hopefully. But this spring we had a very unique situation with Alec Brown, a true freshman for us that was here, and Cole Modesto, a true freshman from the state of Massachusetts that was here. So both of those guys competed here in the springtime. Both of those guys got some experience. Neither one of those guys really did much last fall from our offense standpoint. We're very lucky to have Ajay play the majority of the snaps and Kellen Kroos and Logan Hill playing for us at the quarterback position. We pretty much had those 3 guys for the last 3 years. So it's unique. The 2 freshmen got some great reps here during the springtime, and between them and the 2 or 3 other guys that we're bringing in here, we're going to try to set some kind of quarterback depth come August.
Can you tell us about your recruiting class that came in and how it's going to impact the team for the future?
Well, I think, again, we try to assemble the best roster that we can, and we do it a variety of different ways. We got some true high school guys that are graduating here in June and be with us in August. We have some junior college transfers that have already started with us in January, and then some others that'll be here in August. And we have some 4-year transfers and graduate transfers. So we got some real good players. to try to see where they fit and what we do offensively and defensively. And I think if we can get the best guys together, as fast as possible in August, we get a shot to be a pretty good team.
Now, we watched wide receiver Devin Martin have a breakout season last year for your offense. Can you give us somebody that you think maybe will have that same success and be that breakout player?
Well, I think you watch Dev, and Dev's indicative of what we preach here. He came in as a true freshman out of Tottenville High School in Staten Island, redshirted as a freshman year, and then he has played and started for us his last 3 seasons, and we hope to have hopefully he has a big year for us in year 5 come this fall. But he's also surrounded by some other players there offensively that should be able to break out, and Chris Rogers being one of the big ones that a year ago, brand new position for him at wide receiver, made some big plays, had I think 4 or 5 touchdowns for us, can be a real impactful player both in the wide receiver, running back, return game. So I think Chris Rogers is somebody that hopefully we can look at and say can have a breakout fall, and then hopefully from a defensive standpoint, some of those young people that played a lot of snaps for us last year as young people can come out and really break out.
Thank you, Coach, very much for coming, and we wish you great success on this coming season.
Chris, I thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
So guys, having Ajay Patterson come back for this upcoming season, what does that mean for this team?
Well, it's huge because coach doesn't have to worry about putting in a new scheme on offense, worrying about an inexperienced quarterback. He's got his main guy who's been here for the past 4 seasons, so he's got that experience there. And he's got his leader, and now he can help out the rest of the newcomers coming in.
Yeah, he's got his top weapon back also, top deep threat weapon in Devin Martin back, as should be excellent this season coming up in his senior season.
Yeah, and they could definitely use Ajay's leadership for the 2 new true freshmen last year quarterbacks that they came in with the new class. They'll be sophomores this upcoming season, and those 2 guys can learn from Ajay going into the next season when they have to put in a new quarterback.
Talking about the inexperience, Coach had mentioned that this is going to be a younger team coming up in the upcoming season. So what do you think that does to the Chargers football team outlook on the next year?
Well, Coach said they're going to have a whole new upcoming new guys coming in for defense, and he had to change his scheme because of that. So there are going to be a couple bumps and bruises going there with a bunch of new guys on defense. But they got fresh legs, and I think definitely the new scheme will help. They got to just take some punches, and I think they'll be fine.
One of the big things that Coach said was that he's looking to get the best roster possible out there. It's going to take some time to figure out who that best roster is. As Devin said, there's going to be those bumps and bruises along the way, and there's going to be a little bit of confidence being on the lower side, but hopefully Coach can just keep raising the confidence levels of these younger players.
And they can follow their big guy, Ajay, and he'll lead the way.
Football will start their season when they head up to Rhode Island on September 1st to face off against FCS opponent Bryant University. Women's lacrosse beat St. Anselm's on Saturday, extending their win streak to 8 games. This secures the team the 5th seed going into the NE10 tournament on Wednesday. What can we expect at the start of the playoffs from them?
Well, we could expect them to take this momentum into the playoffs. They won close games against Bentley, 9-8, and they obviously beat St. Anselm 20-16. So I think these are games that they would have lost at the beginning of the season because their defense was not that good, the offense wasn't clicking. But now, because they're on this 8-game win streak, they have all the momentum and they'll end up winning these games.
Yeah, it's good to see they're playing more complete ball now, both on defense, offensively. It's going hand in hand, like we've said. If they get the draw controls down, control the ball, and because we know their offense can score at will. I mean, Mackenzie Ray had 7 goals in 1 game. She's on a tear. She can't be stopped, which is great. But she's going to be huge going into the playoffs. They're going to have to rally around her as well, and then keep that defense cleaned up. And we know the offense can power their way through.
Absolutely. Another huge factor is going to be Jess Maslier, who keeps dropping dimes left and right, and she's now second all-time in Chargers history in assists. She's going to be huge for this game against Merrimack.
Yeah, against Merrimack, we lost to them 13-8 earlier in the season, but we held their leading scorer to 2 goals, and she's tied with Mackenzie Ray with 69 goals overall. So if we could do that again with our momentum going forward, I think we have a good shot at beating them.
Every game in the NE10 is tough. This one's not any easier than any of the rest. This will be a huge test to see how well this Charger team can play.
The lacrosse team has definitely shown a lot of grit on the season, that they fought through those tough times, and that they're looking great going into NE10 tournament play. The women will head up to Massachusetts to take on Merrimack to open NE10 tournament play. Chargers softball took 2 out of 3 in their weekend series against Lemoyne, securing the 4th spot in the NA10 tournament this week. How did the women stack up, Eric?
Well, I think they had a great game against Lemoyne as they took 2 out of 3 during the weekend series, and the key was Kylie Stonebreaker. She was awesome in her game that she started. She had a complete game shutout, 8 Ks, and then also she came in for the save in the first game to clean up for Megan Butts.
Yeah, overall great offensive performance from this team. We were also at that game too. We were spanning the area, just walking around, and they were also smacking the heck out of the ball again. So one good player was Maddie DeRosa, who went 4 for 5, 1 RBI, and Joanna Hillman 1 for 3, 2 RBIs with the home run, and she's now 10 home runs in the season, which is third in the NA10.
Yeah, and that home run she had was a go-ahead 2-run bomb that was go-ahead, so they ended up winning the game, which was nice. So, I mean, it's great to see Stonebreaker's unstoppable, which you compare her with Butts. I mean, that's what you need. You just need that. You need the pitching. Pitching is first, and then the offense will be there later to help them out. And all you need is to not give up anything, and then you just need 1 run. That's all you need.
And last season they got bounced in the first round of the NA10 tournament. So I think they got a chip on their shoulder going into this tournament and saying they want to win this game, they want to advance, and they want to prove to everybody that they're legit.
Yeah, and they're getting hot at the right time
Yeah.
at the end of the season going in, so they're ready to go.
I think they can prove themselves. Like Dev said, they are getting hot, and also they just beat a team that was 32-12 during the season. Like, this Lemoyne team was no joke. They're a really good softball team, and they just handled them pretty well.
And I think it's a good sign for the softball team that they had their tough stretches in the season, like the Tennessee trip earlier in the year, and that they fought back from that, got into NA10 play, and looked great in NA10 play. And as you said, beat a tough Lemoyne team. Heading into the NA10 tournament, they're looking like a really strong team that could actually contend against some of these NA10 powerhouses.
Yeah.
The Chargers will play their first playoff game on Tuesday when they head up to Syracuse to play Lemoyne. That's all for this season of the Charge Up. Make sure to follow us on social media and tune in again when we're back in the fall. For Devin Maida, Chris DiGirano, and Eric Nybro, I'm James Cassidy, and we'll see you next time on The Charge Up.